Hello, my beautiful people. And yes, I just called you my beautiful people. You could be your beautiful people too, but you're my beautiful people because you're here and I appreciate you. This is Bobby the Awesome, in case you don't know. Welcome to 321 No Kiddin. Here on my solo episodes, we do a couple readings. One from the really cool inspirational calendar my mother got me for Christmas. And then from the Body, Mind, and Spirit book from Hazelton Meditations. So let's get started. The calendar today has a quote from Oprah Winfrey. Do what you have to do until you can do what you want to do. Holy moly. I think that just described 2020 for me, or maybe my whole life. I don't know. But wow, there's a lot of weight behind that, I guess, depending on how you want to apply it. The first thing that jumps into my mind is both recovery and debt management. You know, we don't maybe want to pay the bills, but we have to pay the bills and clean up the damage, or at least that's how it worked for me. And then once that's done, I'll be able to do what I want to do with my money. So that was the first thing. And the second thing was, holy moly, I just forgot in that quick sentence. Isn't that crazy? I have that gift. I guess this applies in life too. You know, you have to do what you have to do, whether it's work or parent or whatever. But there is, if you put in the time and you do what you have to do in recovery in life, you will have the ability someday to do what you want to do. It won't be just given to you, don't get me wrong, but there is potential for that. So that is that. What do we got? What do we got for our reading today? Julius Murphy, her quote is, or his, Julius, I'm not sure if it's a boy or a girl, smiling, laughing, and expecting the best is the penicillin of depression. As the architects of our day, we can design and build a work of art. What a wonderful opportunity to be able to draw the blueprints of each day. Starting our morning with breakfast and an air of positive expectancy does wonders for our emotional outlook. Learning to look for the good and happy events in life acts like the emotional vitamin that lifts our feet and spirits. We are all wonderful works of art, and we deserve to have the days filled with light and good cheer. The more positive we are, the more we seem to attract positive people, places, and things into our lives. Nothing is as contagious as good cheer and a positive attitude, and nothing can defeat us when we welcome the good things in life. Today, help me decide to be happy and approach every situation with a hopeful and positive outlook. Oh my goodness. So you do know our tagline here is positivity is no gamble, which I wish I could tell you I was brilliant enough to come up with, but it was definitely my friend Jonathan, who is a very creative, wonderful, interesting character. But it's true. There's no risk in being positive and happy. There's none. That's why I love the tagline so much, because it just makes so much sense to me. It's like mind blown what can go wrong if we have a positive attitude or a positive outlook? I'm going to tell you, and I've never really admitted this out loud, I don't think. But as I've explored my recovery and my faith journey specifically, there have been times where I'm like, okay, we have a bad situation and we're supposed to either accept it or be positive about it, even though maybe we don't want to. So like think about maybe a breakup or a loss of a job or something that just could drag us down and could feel very negative. And my philosophy when bad things happen, let me see if I can give you a real life one. I can give you a real life one. I can give you a real life couple examples. Some in the moment I was aware of this and some I wasn't. But let's say the bad coach problem that I had last fall. It was very negative. It was draining. It was kicking the crap out of me, honestly. And because of my recovery, I was aware of it. Even in the emotional state, I was like very upset and wanted to have my evil qualities come back out. And I remember being like, nope, this is happening for a reason. I'll just be grateful for this guy. Even though he was shady and dirty, there was a lot of good that came out of our relationship. And instead of dwelling on the bad things that happened because of our relationship, I chose to look at the positive. Now I grieved. I definitely grieved the relationship and the fact that I was so bamboozled. Don't get me wrong, but I had this positive spin on it and I knew it would be okay. And it was a very cognizant decision. I really had to make up my mind about that. And I'm very fortunate that I had James and Anna to help get me through that for the moments that I wasn't being so positive. But here's the thing. Before recovery, or before this new way of thinking, and I'm getting to the point about why I've these honest feelings that I have had about recovery and about spirituality. So I've had the thought of, and maybe you've had this thought too. Well, yeah, I can be positive about everything, but maybe it just sucks. And maybe it's all a crock of shit. Like, sure, I could take every bad thing and spin it into a positive, and I could have faith and let it go to God, or I can, get over it because everything happens for a reason. And there's been times I look at the program and I'm like, well, it's just like a fucking Band-Aid and it's a joke. You're telling us to make sure that everything's all right or pretend everything's all right when things just want to suck. And it almost feels like a scam, right? Like, well, sure, the person in recovery that takes every bad situation and spins it into a good one, like nothing bad could ever happen, because they're always so freaking optimistic about it, or just having this state of mind that it's better to be positive and not dwell in the shit, and we're given all these tools and blah, 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 right? So I've thought of it that way, as like, what a crock of shit. But here's the deal. Let's say just maybe it is a crock of shit. Then what? Well, here's the deal. Whether it is or isn't, at the end of the day, here we go. Here's the secret. It doesn't matter if it's a crock of shit or not. If we feel better and we set the tone and we look for the positive in the situations, we're going to feel better and we're going to be able to keep moving forward in life. Versus dwelling in the shit and not looking at the positive. We can get out of bed, and I mean, when we wake up, in theory, there's not an emotion assigned to waking up, so we can set the tone for our day. And even if we get out of bed and we step on a Lego or a thumbtack or whatever, and our day starts out really shitty, we have the power to change our thinking about it and not dwell in it, and to almost restart the day, restart the moment. We have that power. Have you ever thought about actually having that power? When we talk about what we can control and what we can't control, We literally can control whether we're positive or not. And I don't know of a single circumstance or situation where being positive was detrimental. I just can't think of one. Because if we're positive and we're optimistic and we have faith that all the parts of our journey are happening because they're supposed to happen that way, it keeps us moving. Otherwise, we end up stuck. And where does stuck put us? Depression was mentioned in the reading, miserable relationships, isolation, all the things that lead us back to the bed. So this concept of positive being like the best vitamin for our soul is kind of how I feel about it, is so valid. So I challenge you to just really think about what I said, even especially if you're one of those people who think it's bullshit. Maybe you think I'm full of shit. Like, why is she positive all the time? Or why does she try to be positive all the time? Because I'm not perfect at it. And that's okay too. I just know that there's value in it and I try to work towards going that way. But think about that. What is the harm? I would love to know if someone out there can think of the harm in having a good attitude and a positive attitude and taking control of your emotions in that way. Now, I'm not saying bury shit and put it in your bucket. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying process it and just find the positivity in things, even if you don't know what it actually is. That's where the faith piece comes in. I hope that makes sense. I hope that adds some value. I know I love being positive. I got some energy today, so I hope that's all right. Okay, beautiful people. I will chat with you tomorrow. How does that sound? All right. I love you. Take care.